Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another G-Shock video. After months of leaks and teaser, G-Shock has finally launched its very first true smartwatch powered by WearOS. So let's check it out. Here is the packaging that you will get. Picture of the watch at the top. At the front it says G-Shock WearOS by Google, and on the other side it lists all the features of this watch: shock resist, heart rate, GPS, altimeter, barometer, compass, and 200 meters water resistance. As a G-Shock fan, you may realize two important features that are not mentioned here. Tough solar and temperature sensor are not present on this watch. At the back, we have the official model code for this watch, GSW-H1000-1A4JR. Alright, let's open up the packaging and have a closer look at the watch. The packaging for this watch is much more sturdy compared with the GSW-H1000. Inside, we can see the similar list that we saw earlier on the outer box. All the features of this watch, the watch itself, and just below that we have got the charging cable. This is the price tag that comes along with the watch. Here it says WearOS by Google, the price of the watch. At the back, instead of usually for Japanese price tag, they'll list the features. However, for this watch, it's just a plain tag over here. And we have the Japanese manual over here. Alright, let's put all of this packaging aside and have a closer look at the watch. The straps on this watch are made of resin material and it has got honeycomb pattern design over it. Overall, these straps feel very soft and very comfortable to be worn. Somewhat similar to the GSW-H1000 watch. Similarly, on the top here we have the similar designs for the straps. The watch has got a locking mechanism for the keeper itself. You can see it inside over here. And this will help you to keep the watch straps in place while you're working out. The buckle on this watch is made of plastic, and on the inside of this buckle it says Japan. Looking at the back of the watch, we have additional supports for the wrist that helps you keep the watch in place. Despite having a long list of features, the caseback design on this watch is very simple. The single heart rate sensor is placed at the center of the titanium caseback. Alongside that, other markings such as global positioning system, dual layer display, and the model code GSW-H1000 can be seen. The watch is made in Japan. Back to the front of the watch. The overall bezel is in black color with the wordings on them painted in white. It has similar honeycomb pattern on it as well. All the buttons are placed on the right side of the watch. The top button is made of aluminium and it activates the activity app. The center button brings up the app drawer, and the third button is a dedicated button to activate Casio's own application. On the other side, we have the charging port on this watch and the sensor cover in red. I think G-Shock should have done something about the charging port, as it exposes it to outside elements quite easily. And if you are not careful, dirt could get stuck in between the charging pins. The cable is provided in the box and it attaches to the watch magnetically. Very easy to line it up. The watch has dual layer display. The display that you see is the monochrome LCD. As you touch the screen, it activates the 1.2-inch color TFT LCD, which has 360 by 360 pixels. The monochrome LCD doesn't have great viewing angles nor good contrast. Let me put it side by side with the GSW-H1000 and you can see the differences quite clearly. Thankfully, G-Shock does provide an app to change this to a positive display instead, and let's see how that will look like. This is how the positive display of the monochrome LCD configuration would look like. I think it provides much better contrast and easier reading. The color LCD, however, does look great on this watch. This is the main watch face that you will get out of the box, and it can be configured in multiple ways. So there are three sections here. So if I click on the top section, you can actually choose sunrise, sunset, heart rate, barometer graph, if you're fishing, and then also current time and calories burned. So let's say I'm going to keep it to the calories burned. And then let's say for the center position, right now it shows the time, and I would like to instead show my step counter along with with my heart rate. That can be done as well. So now this will show the step counter along with my calories burned and the heart rate. And for the bottom section, again, we have multiple display configuration. Probably for this one, I'm going to choose the current time, and as soon as you click on it, this will be shown. So it is very configurable, and it's kudos to G-Shock for giving us a configurable watch face, and you can personalize it to exactly how you want it. Now let's look at other features as part of the software. So this is running on the WearOS Android. So if I swipe from the top to bottom, it's going to show you the quick settings over here, and if I click on the wheel over here, this is going to go into the settings mode. If you swipe from the bottom, this is your notification drawer, and if you swipe from the left over here, this is going to show you the tiles. So in this case, this is a Google Fit tile, and then you have got the calendar, your events, and I installed the hand wash timer over here, so you can actually use that as well. So this is all configurable as part of the WearOS system, and that's the basic from the home screen. Now let's look at some of the features that is unique to this watch. Let's start with the app button over here. So as soon as I press this is the G-Shock application that has been specially developed for the GSW-H1000. So multiple features over here. We have got the tide graph, we have the altimeter, the barometer, compass. This is the connection to your G-Shock Move app. This is your activity, your exercises, history of your activities. Here you can change the watch face, background information, the color theme. So this watch currently is in red color theme, just like how it matches with the overall color of the watch. You can change it to blue or any other custom colors. Maps, here is your heart rate graph, sensor overlay. This is for your social media sharing. And one of the most important features on this watch is the Timepiece Mode. So in the Timepiece Mode, basically this watch can last up to 30 days in battery life. On a normal WearOS mode, it is only going to last you up to 1.5 days. So if I click on the Timepiece Mode, you can actually see the watch will shut down the WearOS system, and it's just going to run the basic watch and some other basic information. You can configure it as well. So if I scroll down over here under the settings, you'll be able to see you can choose, for example, you want the monochrome LCD to be dark or bright, so positive or negative over here. So I'm going to keep it at bright. And what information do you want to show on the display of the watch? So on the upper part, you can choose either date or barometer. And for the lower part, you can choose either battery level, steps, or altimeter. When you actually choose the steps, the watch will tell you the steps count runs down the battery. So just a warning for you, but you can still have it on as well. And as soon as you are okay with the settings for the Timepiece Mode, all you have to do is click on start, and the watch will go ahead and it vibrates and it shuts down the watch, the WearOS part of the watch, and only the monochrome LCD is displayed. So at this point, this watch will not be responsive to any touch items, touch sensitive, and even any of the button presses over here. To get it started, press and hold the power button over here, and that will reboot the WearOS system on this watch. Pretty handy feature if you don't want to use any of the smartwatch features and just want to use it for the basic timekeeping to save the battery for some reason. That is possible as well. So let's go ahead and invoke the quick start button over here. So as soon as I press this button, the watch goes into a selection mode. Here you can choose different types of exercises and activities that you're planning to do. So in this case, you have running, trial running, road biking, workouts, surfing, skiing, snowboarding, lots and lots of activities over here. In fact, you can choose indoor activities as well. So for example, if you're doing an indoor activity, I'm just going to choose the workouts over here. So under the workouts, you are able to choose treadmill, stair climber, cycling machine, and let's say if you like to do the cycling machine over here, and this will load the overlay for this particular activity, and as soon as you press start, it will start calculating the relevant information for that particular activity. A really good feature as part of this watch. Now let's look at the WearOS app drawer over here. So to invoke the WearOS app drawer, all we have to do is press the center button. This is the dedicated button for that. So as soon as you press that, you are launched into the app drawer. So here you have all your WearOS related applications. I've already installed some of the applications that I wanted to use for this video, and other than that, most of it are standard applications that comes preloaded on this watch. You can actually go into the Play Store over here and download additional applications to be loaded onto this watch. The watch was launched in Japan on 15th of May 2021 for 88,000 Japanese yen. It will be available in other regions for roughly $700 US. The battery life on this watch is rated for roughly 1.5 days when you are using it on the WearOS mode, and roughly 1 month when you're using it as the Timepiece mode. Here is a quick recap of the technical specifications of this watch. In terms of size, lug to lug it's 65.6 millimeters, the width is 56.3 millimeters, and the thickness at 19.5 millimeters. A true G-Shock beast in its size. Here is a quick comparison between other G-Shock watches. This is a side-by-side comparison with the GSW-H1000. This is how it looks like beside a GWF-D1000. This is how it looks like beside a GPR-B1000. This is how it looks like with the GX56. While G-Shock did not mention what sort of processor that we have in this watch, I installed a device info app, and let's have a look at the details. Do take note that I'm not exactly sure how accurate is the data from this application. So let me load up this application, and here you can see the device info here, the model number. Here is the display resolution. Let's go ahead and have a look at CPU information. So here somehow the application says CPU information is unknown. However, it does say that the CPU has got 2 cores, and this is how it's going to look like. Okay, and let's move on to the next one, which is the RAM information. So this watch has got 768 megabytes of RAM, and GPU information ARM Mali 720. This T720, if I'm not mistaken, was launched way back in 2013 and 2014. So I really don't know whether this is the accurate information on this watch. Okay, let's go ahead and look at other details over here. This is the battery info, pretty standard. Storage information. Now this is where something different is being shown here. It says that this watch has got a total of 2 GB of space. However, on the manual and the G-Shock website, G-Shock says this watch should come with 4 GB of information. In fact, I double checked with the WearOS application where you can check the under the advanced setting, and it does say that it has got 2 GB of storage space. So I'm not exactly sure why G-Shock has mentioned on the website it's 4 GB, but it's in fact only has got 2 GB of internal storage. So under MISC info, pretty much basic, so we know all of this. Yep, and that is pretty much it. In terms of accessories, G-Shock has a dedicated charging holder listed for 1,980 Japanese yen and the charging cable for 3,300 Japanese yen. Overall, a great first attempt by G-Shock for its smartwatch lineup. The screen is responsive and most of the functions work really well. As a G-Shock fan, I love the looks of this watch and how it wears as well. However, with the $700 price, G-Shock is going against many other smartwatches in the field that has got lots of great features. Honestly, if you are looking for a regular smartwatch, you can get one at half the price of this G-Shock watch with similar features. I guess this watch is targeted for a niche audience that love the looks and the toughness of a G-Shock watch. Alright guys, that is it for today. I'll probably do a follow-on video as I test other applications and try out this watch for a few days. Do hit the subscribe button if you want to see more G-Shock contents. And if you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button as well. Till next time, stay safe and I'll see ya.